Hi everyone, I'm Dilat Olsun. I'm a second-year computer engineering student at Bilkent University, and this is my Physics 101 project. My project is the relation between an inclined plane and friction force. In this experiment, the aim is to calculate the coefficient of static friction force between different surfaces and a wooden block. The coefficient of static friction force will be found by changing the steepness of the inclined plane and defining the angle at which the object starts to slide down. Different coefficients of static friction force will be calculated in between different surfaces, and mass will be changed to make sure that the mass factor doesn't affect the calculations. For the equipment, we have one 75-gram wooden block, two 200-gram weights, aluminum and wooden inclined planes, paper and fabric sheets for covering, a protractor, and a balance. The theory that will be used in this experiment is that coefficients of static friction forces between different surfaces do not depend on the mass of the blocks. The equations that will be used are found from the body mass diagram of the blocks as seen in the figure. These two equations will be used and the coefficient of static friction force will be substituted as tan theta of the angle between the surface and inclined plane. For the experiment, I put the 75-gram block on the aluminum surface first and increase the steepness of the aluminum inclined plane and see the angle that the block starts to move. Then I calculate the angle with the protractor and note down the results. The same process is repeated with extra 200 and 400-gram masses on the wooden block, and the whole process is repeated on paper, wooden, and fabric surfaces again. The results are noted down and they can be seen in the right bottom corner. The angle between the surface and the aluminum inclined plane was found as 16 degrees, and the coefficient of static friction force between aluminum and wooden is found as 0.28. For the fabric surface, the angle was found as 35 degrees, and the coefficient of static friction force between fabric and wooden is found as 0.70. The angle between the surface and the paper inclined plane was found as 25 degrees, and the coefficient of static friction force between paper and wooden is found as 0.46. The angle between the surface and the wooden inclined plane was found as 17 degrees, and the coefficient of static friction force between wooden and wooden is found as 0.31. The results for the coefficient of static friction forces between different surfaces are compared with the results found in the experiments. Theoretical values and error percentages are given in the figures. For different masses, the values found in the experiments are similar. For some masses, the angles are slightly different, but they might be occurring due to the measurement errors. Since different materials are used with different properties, the found values can be different from the theoretical values. Also, since a simple protractor is used, the errors could be due to precision. Additionally, since the experiment is not done in the lab environment, there might be slight errors caused by the environment. All in all, it is found that the coefficient of static friction force can be calculated by finding the angle between the inclined plane and the surface at the point where the object starts to slide down. It is independent of the mass factor. Thank you for your attention.